Hi all. This week for the Newbery Award, I read Number of the Stars by Lois Lowry. The publisher is Dell Publishing, and there's obviously no illustrations because this is a chapter book besides the front cover. The genre is historical fiction, and the appropriate age for this book and those reading is the age of 9 or older. My reflection is over chapter 5, and that chapter was called Who is the Dark Haired One? So, the summary of this chapter, although I could really talk about this book for a long time because I really enjoyed it and I do foresee myself using this book in my future classroom. Chapter 5 is about this young girl named Ellen Rosen, who is a Danish Jew, and her and her family have taken cover or hiding because they have caught wind that the Nazi soldiers are going to be taking them. And so this little girl named Ellen is hiding at her neighbor's house, the Johansons, and she's good friends with their daughter, Anne-Marie. And so Anne-Marie and her sister, Kirsty, they had a third sister named Liz. I believe that's Lisa. I don't know. I'm going to call her Liz because that's how I read it. And their older sister, Liz, actually had passed away with an accident with a car, and she would be 21, I believe, is what the book said at this point. And so the Johansson parents are talking to the girls, saying that the church has informed them that, or the synagogue has informed them that the Nazis might be coming around tonight looking for the Danish Jews. And so the parents inform Ellen that she will be Liz if they do come, which the father promises them that they will not come, that the Nazis will not come and take her away. And he also promises her that her parents are safe. They're hiding with other people. And so Ellen and Anne-Marie go to bed, and Kirsty goes to bed, and everybody's asleep, not thinking much of it, the Nazi soldiers coming. And then around 4 a.m. they hear pounding on their front door, and they open the door to Nazis looking for the Rosens because they are not home. And they know that the Rosens and the Johansons are good friends, and so they assume that the Johansons are hiding the Rosens in their house. So they tear the house apart looking for them, and they don't find anything because obviously it's just Ellen there. And so then they go into Anne-Marie and Ellen's room where they're sleeping, and they tell them to get out of bed and come into the living room. Well, previously, Ellen and Anne-Marie were awake in their bed, and Anne-Marie had told Ellen to rip her necklace of the Star of David that she had around her neck off because they would know that she was a Rosen if she had that, and she couldn't get it off, and so Anne-Marie ended up just yanking it off and squeezing it in her hand and hiding it from the Nazis. And so the Nazis are just being, very rude and are having no mercy, and they're curious because Kirsty and Anne-Marie both have blonde hair, and then there's Ellen who has black curly hair, and so they're wondering if she is a Rosen. And then the father goes over to a photo album and rips out the photos of his 3 daughters, Liz, Anne-Marie, and Kirsty, and it has each of their names under the photos, and the photo of Liz, as her as an infant, she had black curly hair, and so, or dark curly hair, and so that matches Ellen and her look and her appearance. And so thankfully the father knew what he was doing, and he ripped the photos out of the photo album because otherwise the date would have shown, and it would have appeared that Liz was supposed to be 21 years old, and obviously Ellen is not 21 years old. And so, thankfully, the Nazis leave angrily because they were proved wrong, and Ellen got away as being Liz, one of their siblings, and the Johansson's daughter. And so, I really just think that this book is a great historical learning piece for kids in the classroom, because it helps them relate to kids who are their age, who are going through this scary event that was very real and very terrifying for them. And I think it would be a good opportunity for them to tie this book along with historical events. And so my activity for the kids would be just to have the students write about a time where they were really scared or experienced something that may have like terrified them, and then relate that back to the story and explain that this was a very real and a very scary time for Jewish heritage, and especially for the children who didn't understand how someone could be so evil and want something so terrible to become reality. And I think it's important for students to understand the fear that all of those people faced. And it's also important to help understand and help teach kids that this historical event was a very serious and very terrifying time. So, thank you.